I wanted to show you some of what we worked on today. I am just realizing that when two people have channels and we have one camera, it's entertaining trying to figure out how to do videos. So today I was planning on showing you a video of how we're doing resin, but Corey did a fishing video, so I get to show you the after instead, and then I'll do another video showing the process. But I wanted you guys to see. So there's lots of earrings and necklaces, and just come back so they can see it further away. And pendants and jewelry, like little dishes. Anyway,
jewelry holders.
Yep, Kelly was helping too. And
this is my stuff.
So I've got lots of different flowers. I have it separated by color and some of the styles so that I can see exactly what everything is. Because the idea is that I'm going to grow all the pretty things and then save the flowers, make lots of jewelry and keychains and fun things, and then also sell the plants and the seeds. So it's a whole cycle of different things to be checking out. So what I'd like to do now is we're going to go out into the yard and I'm going to show you what's blooming for today that's going to turn into more of these pretty projects. So come along. It's coming to an end. I'm going to have to collect the seeds, but this is so what I love. It's going until poppy. Seed. Start collecting those. I love these though. They're so pretty and bright red. Still have lots of daylilies up for grabs if anybody wants to add some to their yard. I'm so excited about our berries, our blackberries and our raspberries. There's so many flowers. We're going to have a ton of berries this year. I'm very excited. I'm going to show you our fairy garden. Has some more things popping up and lots of roses. Look at all the roses. I wish you could smell these. The white ones smell really good. Those remind me of when I was little. And this, you can see the feverfew even better. This one is really full. It's filling really nicely. I love feverfew. They do really well in our area. wanted to show you this section. This is where I just did the path. I still actually need to fill it in one more time and then tamp it down, but it settled really well in between the rocks. And then I planted a lot of different flowers. I actually did a video planting all of these because I shared a really cool story about all of these iris that I found, which I'll share with you again. But we lost the video. I'm not sure what happened to it, so I will tell you the story because it's a really fun story. So there's a house on our walk that we pass all the time that has really pretty iris and grape hyacinth in it. And I've wanted to knock on their door so many times to ask if I could get some of the plants to put in our yard, but I didn't have the prompting to do it. So I just, you know, let it pass. So then on my walk last week, I walked by and they had filled all of the pretty area in where the grape hyacinth and the iris were with a driveway. And I was so sad, and I wish that I had asked all the times that I'd walked by. But anyway, so I kept going on my walk, and then I saw a pile of weeds in their yard, and I realized that there were iris. It looked like there were iris in the pile. So I thought, I'm gonna try to talk to the neighbor and see if I can get some. So I couldn't knock on their door because they had just paved the driveway. So I actually talked to the next door neighbors and I said, do you think that they would mind if I went through that pile of weeds to get some of the iris? And he said, oh yeah, that's probably totally fine. The owner lives in Chicago. I don't think he'll mind at all. So he let him know and said, come on back and you can get him. So then I had a couple of errands to run and I came back later in the day and I just went through that pile and I found a ton of iris. I brought 4 buckets and filled up 4 buckets full of iris. And it was so cool because had I knocked on any other day, I would have had to do the work, you know, and dig up the plants. But on this day, I literally just picked them up out of the pile and set them in my buckets and brought them home and planted them. And this little area here is just full. All of the iris. I left some of them long just to see how they do, just for fun. But there's probably 100 iris planted in here, so I'm excited to show you this as it grows. But that's one of the things that I really love about gardening is you can get plants and flowers from anybody. I love knocking on people's door and meeting new neighbors and saying, I love this plant, would you mind sharing some seeds with me? And this was a really cool experience, so that every time I see the iris blooming, I'm going to remember that Heavenly Father said, just knock on the door. There's going to be a whole pile of iris for you, and you can just fill your bucket and bring it home and then plant it and fill up the yard. But keep your eyes peeled. Be ready for those blessings because they're going to come, and they often come in the form of flowers. But I wanted to share that story with you. I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to show you a little bit more of what's blooming now, and all of these flowers that are popping up are going to be turning into keychains and necklaces and all the fun things. So the idea is to plant all the pretty flowers and have them grow so that I can share the flowers and share the seeds and then make keychains and necklaces and all kinds of fun stuff to share and just have a whole circle of growth. But anyway, thank you for coming along, and I'll keep you posted with other fun things in the garden. Have a good one.